Hello and welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM, a boy alone in his room, Blake Peebles, and your cast will join us shortly. But before that, I got a few announcements for you guys and a brief recap of episode 1. Announcements first. That's the subway. That's one of the announcements. Announcement number 2, thank you so much for being our one Patreon patron, Elliot. You are thebomb.com, as per always. You and Nick may have to fight over super fandom, but you're our Patreon patron in our hearts and in reality, I suppose. Thank you guys, everybody who is watching this. I assume you probably watched the first one. Thank you so much for watching it. Just a reminder, if we get 1,000 views on that video by the 18th of October 2019, just in case you're watching this in the future, then I'll do a 24-hour live stream where I just debase myself for all of you and do whatever you tell me to do, as well as a lot of fun, cool activities that I have planned. So keep an eye out for that. Please like this video and subscribe and leave some comments. It really makes the world of difference to us because we're a very small channel and we'd like to grow. Cool. And with that, recap time. So, on the first episode ever of Dungeon Party Campaign 2, 5 strangers, a Kenku named Karasu, a human named Nathaniel, a drow named Elril, a high elf named Thuvius, and a tiefling child named Finn met together in a South Nildurian town in an inn called the Feathers Down in the small town of Bizelbin. They had all, mysteriously the night before, had the exact same dream about a one-horned minotaur sacrificing a white-haired woman in a graveyard. Turns out that one-horned minotaur was in the bar with them. As they all sort of came together, Halfling entered through the door by the name of Ekbard Lindley, who told them that there had been some grave robbings happening in this town, and that his mother had been buried in one of those graves, and her grave had been robbed, a valuable necklace stolen, and he hired them all to find who was doing the grave robbing and find the necklace. To this end, they headed off directly towards the graveyard to try to confront this minotaur, who they did not see, but they did meet up with a child, a half-elven child of the town, who told them of some mysterious things going on in the town. What those things were, they're gonna tell you basically in the first 3 seconds of the episode, so I won't re-spoil it. But without further ado, journey off into the adventures of episode 2 of Dungeon Party. Enjoy.
Guys, vampires are coming tonight.
There is also a witch.
I see a vampire. You take down a vampire.
Vampires, and there's also our
Calm down about the vampires, kid.
there's also our Griefkeeper friend.
Mm-hmm.
We have no leads.
You just named a couple.
We have so many leads.
We have
Witch,
too many leads.
Vampire,
Which vampire? You said wizard in the swamp?
wizard in the swamp.
I did.
We
Oh.
definitely relayed that information, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, and didn't she say people are suspecting that he's the one taking the bodies? So maybe,
Swamp wizard.
yeah, or no?
The Swamp Wizard,
What did she say?
some people say it might be Swamp Wizard, some people think it's a vampire, some people think it's the witch that just came to
Oh.
town. And then she said something about a Vanguard soldier as well. Which should strike a bell for the two of you. The Vanguard...
We're a Vanguard soldier.
Of course.
The,
Let me tell you what the Vanguard soldiers are, guys.
So the Vanguard soldiers are.
I wrote it. Okay, so it's a group called the Vanguard of Light.
Oh, you did send us.
I did,
this.
yeah. They're a group that has popped up. They popped up in about the second year of the vampire conflict, and they fly the banner of Bahamut. They don't belong to any particular country, and they try to kill all the vampires, basically. The Exon Sortilegium, which is like this huge, like the most powerful wizarding group in the world, effectively, is like they're doing bad shit. The vampires have threatened us. Like, don't fight the vampires. Let them do this themselves. And they're like, oh, fuck you. People are dying. So they just go in and they're doing it on their own by the light of they're the vanguard of light. So yeah, I don't know. You might have heard of them on your travels. You guys probably don't know who that is.
So, I'm assuming like everything you said, what you guys heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
We relay the information.
Okay. Okay. So,
Perfectly.
little girl likes the witch.
Yeah.
I trust hunches, but can't be too careful.
I don't understand why the Vanguard would be interested in bodies.
Yeah. They for all intents and purposes, want to defeat any undead, any vampires. I can see the vampires wanting undead soldiers. Swamp wizard.
Don't really need to say more than
Yeah.
the witch.
Is in town?
Yeah. The girl is still there.
Oh.
She lives she's in a cart on the south side of town.
Cart witch.
Yeah. And also it's a Vanguard soldier that got injured last night, and she's in the doctor's house right now.
Cool. 2 easy swing bys.
We could go talk to this soldier. Ask her what she saw.
Yeah, and the witch.
Oh, yeah. Which creeps me out, honestly.
That's okay. We can split up if you want.
It's creepy.
No.
I mean, I'd be fine. I'm worried about my buddy here.
Are you like much older? Wait, are you with us at this point? Or are you still over?
Elville.
Elril?
Elville.
I'm worried about Elril here because
Sorry,
he's
who
got that.
invited this child?
I think the child invited himself.
Excuse me.
It's just that you were like 11.
How old are you?
14.
I'm 11, so shut the fuck up.
I'm well over 200 at this point.
Only 178.
Respectable age.
I'm 14 and a half.
Yeah!
She looks like she's like.
Can we pull the key off on the girl? We just get these two to talk to each other, and then we can go and get things done.
No! Excuse me.
Well,
Excuse
The
me.
grown-ups are talking. Efficiently.
the girl
I
might be
can
able to lead
hear
us
you.
to these.
I don't care about a stupid girl.
Oh, the girl can.
Girls and these people are.
The girl is worth more than the boy.
I'm uncomfortable and I'm gonna leave now. But I hope you have good luck.
Get home safely.
Before you go, could you give
No,
us
don't
directions
go.
to the
Witch and Vanguard.
Where?
where the Vanguard soldier is?
She's in the doctor's house. That's on the east side of town. If you take the east road down, it's at the end.
Thank you. I'm assuming a cart witch won't be that hard to spot.
Yeah.
Can you guys promise me that you'll stop the grave robbers before they rob my grandpa's grave?
We'll do our best.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
We're gonna fail.
No, he's not gonna rob this poor man's grave with nothing in it. Right, DM?
I don't think you've anything to worry about, sweetheart.
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate it. Bye. And she sort of runs.
Okay.
You blew your shot, kid.
Yeah, she seems nice.
I'm not interested in girls right now, okay? What are you looking at me like that for? You are a creepy old man now.
I'm really old.
You just said you're over 200. That is so.
Yeah, but that,
old.
That's relatively
tiefling,
young.
That's like 30 for a tiefling.
No.
Wait, you're a T.
Nubius loses
Okay,
track
back
of
to
reality.
the job at
I'm
hand.
pretty sure tieflings age at the same rate as humans.
Fly me.
One last thing. The necklace. I'm assuming he's worried about the necklace because the necklace is valuable, powerful, or both.
He's not worried about the body.
But why would you bury something powerful instead of taking it for yourself?
Sentimental.
The body's gone.
I'm sure I'll meet it again.
Oh.
Don't like that.
In hell.
Yeah.
Who's going where?
Well, you don't like witches. I respect that.
Thank you.
Who wants to go with the boy? I'll go with the boy.
What? Come on, guys.
My knowledge of magic, I should be looking towards the witch, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like witches.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go see the witch.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Maybe there's some apple pie in it for me. Oh, wouldn't that be charming?
I wouldn't
just
eat
die.
apple pie made by a witch.
Hey, I think they said that the soldier was a lady.
So?
I'm sorry, he's trying to set me up with little girls. Maybe he's lonely and he's.
You are the same age.
Listen to Thubius. He knows what he's talking about.
Indeed.
Okay, I give this 2 minutes. Let's go.
The sun is like.
Yeah, the high elf and the dragon.
Yeah, it's late morning now.
Meet in center of town when the sun reaches its zenith. If
zenith.
not before. Okay?
Yeah.
Wait,
Gross.
isn't it late morning?
Yeah.
The sun will reach its zenith in about an hour.
Are you a long talker?
When I need to be, yes.
Okay. We'll see. If we get done first, we'll find you.
Fair
Okay.
This is absurd. All right.
Come on, bird.
So we'll start with Witchtown. You guys make your way south of the town. You guys together walk back to here. Then the people going to the doctors go down the east trail.
The large
People,
black dog.
that is sort of the center of the town. There's like a little square.
Oh.
Like it's like
There's
it
not like a
Yeah.
large
could be a
black
fountain.
object.
Yeah, it's an obelisk.
Floating sphere.
And then just a lot of bodies are in there. One of them has a necklace. But you guys follow the trail down to just the outskirts of town. Like these small houses keep getting less and less there. People are out and about at this point, going about their day to day in this small, tiny town. And as you pass by them going to the witch, they sort of like give you a look, A, because you're outsiders, and B, because you're headed towards witch zone. So the sense that they don't super trust.
Give my stupid wave.
You get like a couple like waves and a head nod or two, one spit. But yeah. So eventually you make your way down to the south, and in the as it comes upon you, you find the witch's cart. It is a magnificent and quite eerie vehicle. Its wheels seem to be gilded in some sort of glimmering material, and the body of the cart itself is made up of a variety of woods and metals and styles. Hanging on all of the windows are different charms and idols. You recognize some of them, but not all of them. All of the decor seems to be completely out of place and dissonant with each other, and yet that in and of itself makes it work together. As you get up close, you see that there is a light sort of glowing through a window in this cart. It's like a traveling whatever. We'll get there. Though as you approach, you know there's no horse attached to it, nor a horse grazed anywhere nearby, though there is an attachment for a horse. As you approach, the door swings open and stairs just sort of roll down and out, and you hear a voice say from within, "Come in, I've been expecting you."
Seems we were expected.
How polite!
Oh no.
Shall we head on up?
Would you like
Thubius
to lead the way?
will walk right in,
Cool.
bursting into a room like he does in
Yeah,
every
you
room.
go in, you go through the bead curtain across the door, and you find yourself in another very eclectically designed space, complete with hanging drapes, beads. Do we have a lost dice already? In this maze of tables.
No,
like,
I still never found that blue D8 I lost in your
I might have that. There's drapes and beads and idols and stuff. You also see a green tiefling woman with dark, curly, voluptuous hair, and a ring on every finger. She is sitting behind a crystal ball, and is sort of looking into it. She has like a scarf draped across her. She's dressed in like very satiny sort of garb. She gives you like the distinct impression of a traveling fortune teller. And as you enter, she says, "Welcome. My name is Madame Vera. How can I be of service to you?" You know, the inside of the cart is surprisingly large. Like, it's larger on the inside than it is on the outside in classic magic receptacle fare. So if all three of you try to pile in, you'll be able to.
I'm impressed.
We've come to ask about your goods and services, you sell. You appear to be a traveling saleswoman of some sort.
I tell fortunes, I read the future, and I read dreams, which may be of an interest to you. I get the distinct impression. I charge 5 gold a reading. If you want that. I also have a variety of magic items, though by the looks of you, with the exception of you, Mr. Amaz, you might not be able to afford them yet.
You must know my family.
Everyone knows your family, but I know you, Thuvius.
You two know each other?
Of course. Why else would she say it? Visibly nervous. Tell me. Your name again?
Madame Vera.
Tell me, Madame Vera. How long have you been in town?
I've been in town for about a week at this point. I pulled up, hoped I could make some money off of the panic caused by these vampires. Unfortunately, it seems that townsfolk trust their wives' tales a little too much, and I've been branded a witch, which I suppose isn't inaccurate, but it's not how I'd like to sell myself.
So, you're familiar with the vampires?
Who is it?
Do you have relationships with these undead by any chance?
I've met several undead individuals in my day. I wouldn't say I'm on speaking terms with any of the generals in this civil war.
Perhaps the dream reading. And I'll pull out
Dream.
5 gold. That guy gave 10.
Yeah.
I might have more than that. I don't know.
You probably have 10 at this point. Nero keeps you on a very strict allowance.
You sounded like Barbosa when you said gold.
Go. Yeah, I'll sign across the 5 gold. How does the? Well, I'll put it on the table. Keep my hand on it. How does the dream reading work, per se?
Will I tell you what your dreams mean?
Could you, most bang for a buck here, ask about the dream with the queen?
No, I thought I'd ask about a dream I had a few years
Just making sure.
back. Slide the gold across.
This might
A dream I had last night.
Yes.
Do I have to describe it to her?
Yeah. Do you tell her the whole thing, or do you leave anything out?
Yeah, no, I'm going to describe the whole thing. I'm familiar with magic users.
Yeah.
I know they can't be trusted, but...
Interesting. Well, very narrative for a dream, not a lot of symbolism. My bet's on somebody's given you a vision. Now tell me if I'm wrong here, but you're not the only one to have had this dream. Your friends here
It's kind of freebie at this point.
also did, as well as a few others.
Yes, but I don't think we can pay you 15.
I wasn't asking. I can't say there's much as far as symbols in this dream is concerned, but I think you've been shown a future. One that you could let happen or stop.
Is this the first time you've heard of the grave robbing?
Since I've been here, but I'm not surprised. In war zones, there tends to be quite a bit of looting.
Can I try to like insight this?
Sure.
See if she like reacts when I bring up the grave robbing.
Sure.
I probably have terrible insight. Oh yeah, that's an 8.
She is hard to read.
Great. Is the future definite by your standards?
Well, if you want a fortune told.
Any of you going to pitch in gold?
I have 3 silver.
Is that a no?
I spent my money on my clothes.
Couldn't get some glasses.
But I don't really have.
No future is definite. That'll be a freebie.
What can you give me for 3 silver?
A haiku?
Tempting.
How long do you intend to stay in town? These aren't exactly friendly parts at the moment.
I never stay in one place for too long. It doesn't pay well in my profession. But things seem to have gotten interesting recently, so I'll probably stick around until this is done. And once it's all done, you should come see me. I'm sure you're being paid for this.
For what?
For the work you were doing.
I don't remember mentioning any work we were doing.
You did. I just so happen to not only be a curator of fortunes, but also of magical items. You could perhaps strike a deal.
Of course. Anyone want to buy anything with their 2 silver or...
You can't afford anything now, but if you've been paid and are interested, I'll be here.
Perhaps we'll be back.
It's not every day I see a joint dream roll through.
It makes 2 of that. 7 of us.
Do you by chance sell glasses?
I sell veil. Well, I have veils. I could sell you one of
No,
those.
no.
It's
No.
an aesthetic.
I know, but not one I want.
Well,
Well, unless you have any questions.
Just like a look, just
Still blank stare.
before you go, don't trust everything you hear in a rumor mill such as this town. Sometimes the answer is right in front of you. It's not as spectacular as you think it might be. These are dark times, and people like to make things worse than they are.
Thank you.
Was afraid.
I think I went free.
And you've paid me. I've got to interact with people who've had a joint dream, so let's consider ourselves even.
Of course. Wonderful to make your acquaintance.
As it was yours, Thuvius, Karasu, Emeril.
Elville.
Elril.
Close. Fortunately, we can use
Let's
the
pretend
word
she
as-
got it right.
Alright, should we head out?
Sure.
As we get outside, I don't know about you two, but I didn't see anything to suggest she...
No, she seems little more than a traveling merchant.
Well, the reading was informative.
Surprisingly uncanny, sure, but she seems nice.
No, I mean...
Alright, we're gonna cut to the doctor. So you guys come up to the doctor's house. It is the biggest house at the end of the eastern road. And there is sort of a caduceus painted above the door. making it very distinctive as the Doctor Building. Yep.
It's called.
Doctor.
Okay, kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run something by you. If you have anything to add, let me know. I'm gonna start the talking, night to night. Keep your eyes and ears open.
Yeah.
And if you have a hunch, follow me. Okay?
Yeah.
But for the most part, let me do the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
Okay.
He's doing every gesture. It's
Alright,
a
so you
little
knock on the door.
adorable. but
One
kind of
moment! One moment! The door.
Your stance.
You hear some bustling, the door whips open. You see a half-elven woman in sort of medical scrubs. There is blood sort of on the front of them, and she is like pulling off of gloves. And she says, "So, is there anything you need? I don't recognize you."
Hi, my name's Nathaniel. I'm a knight of Nildor. I came here.
You are?
Yes, I am. I am.
Oh. Good for you.
Thank you. Me and my friend here, we heard it was a
Vanguard.
Vanguard knight injured here.
Yes. Are you friends of hers?
I'm not. I'm sorry. What is your name?
I'm Luva. Sorry, I'm
Luva.
the doctor here. Yeah, she was brought in yesterday. She's currently unconscious. She was in bad condition. I think there was some sort of scuffle north of here when she sort of dragged herself up to the town. She was mumbling about a friend of hers who she had to go save. No sign of him, unfortunately. She's heavily sedated and slowly recovering. Why do you need to see her?
Well, we're investigating these grave robberies.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Keep our ears to the wind. He's trying to follow any loose ends we can find. So this seems strange, so we wanted to check it out.
Well, I mean, it's not every day we're honored with a member of the Vanguard. So I'm doing my best to keep her alive. I think she'll make a recovery, but it might be a couple of days. I'm sorry.
Do you mind if I try not to discredit your work here? Do you mind?
Do you have? Are you medically trained?
I'm a paladin of Heronius, and
Oh, so you have magical healing.
I do.
I would be honored to watch you work.
Thank you.
Maybe you could teach me a thing or two.
Well, if you're willing to convert, let me know.
Oh, I mean, can I? Okay. And she makes like the holy sign for Paylor real quick, as though she like just sinned.
I hear you. Don't you worry.
This way. She's on the second floor, and she leads the two of you up a rickety set of stairs. There, as you go through, there are just sort of like makeshift cots all over this place. She seems to be the only person capable of giving medical attention in this small town. Most of them are unoccupied. There's like an old farmer-looking guy, sort of nursing a stub leg in one of them, and that's about it on the first floor. But you go up to the second floor, and she opens a door into what looks to be a bedroom, arguably her bedroom. And on like the sheets have been stripped, and on like a nice bed is laying a dwarven woman. She is bleeding heavily from the neck. Well, there's a bloody like bandage on her neck. There are sort of scratches up and down her arms. She seems to be feverishly gripping a sword in her hand, but other than that, her armor is piled next to her. And the armor is spot on with the Vanguard's. It's a it's white chain armor, decorated with a symbol of a spear piercing a dark orb, which is the symbol of the Vanguard. She's super unconscious.
Is there any way I can get that sword out of her hand?
I've tried. I've had old man McGillicuddy downstairs try.
He's back.
She's stronger than we are. You can give it a shot, but
Yeah. Okay. I try.
Cool, make a strength check.
That is a 23.
Yeah, you wrench it from her grasp. It is difficult. She's holding on hard, but she lets go. You just hear like, and she just sort of settles back down.
Can you hold this?
Yeah. Do I hold it well?
Sure.
What's your strength?
It's a short sword, and it's made of white steel.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was huge.
No, it's fairly
okay.
small. It's a dwarven-sized short sword. So
Oh, fuck yeah. So does she seem unconscious?
Yeah,
or
she's-
more like
she's
she's
unconscious.
having a bad dream.
she's like heavily. She's a drug to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, as I study the dwarf woman, I like absent-mindedly like correct your grip. Okay, and I'm just going to lay on hands 5 points.
Okay. As you do, her wound the scratches on her arms begin to close, and Luva is just very impressed at what's happening, and as her scratches close, her eyes sort of open a little bit. She's clearly on all sorts of medication at the moment, but
Yeah.
she is semi-conscious and doing a lot better than she was before.
Cool.
She looks up at you. My sword. Where's?
We have it right here. Took it out of your hand because I didn't want to get stabbed. I hope you don't mind. You're in good hands.
Where's Jonas?
I don't know who Jonas is. Can you tell me what happened?
And they were fighting him. And where's Jonas?
Who were fighting him?
We were fighting him.
Jonas attacked you.
No, when Jonas and I were fighting, and then it just grabbed him. And where is he?
I don't know. Can you describe the it that you talked about?
The foul beast, the night, undead creature.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask what you guys were coming to do here?
Serve Bahamut, cleanse this land.
Okay.
Where's Jonas?
I don't know. I'll try to find him. Did you see where it ran off with him?
I flew,
Flew.
and I followed, and now I'm here, and give me my sword. I gotta find Jonas. And she starts trying to stand up.
Mm-hmm. No. I'm sorry.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I can't let you get up. You're still not in the right state.
No, I have to find him. I have a duty. He's my oath brother.
Well, I'll find him. Okay.
He was in character.
Did you laugh when she said duty?
I laughed when she said dude. You're not even here.
And you see as the medicine is starting to overtake her again, and she's falling back to sleep.
Okay, before you go under, can you tell me which direction it flew?
Up.
Oh no.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now. Talk to them.
Yeah.
I try to keep the sword away from her until she is lucid.
Okay.
You know,
Sounds good.
Don't want her to do anything
Of course.
rash. Same with the armor too.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Try to have eyes on her.
Okay.
All times.
I've been trying to keep her as watch as much as I can,
I'm sure. Thank
but
you.
she seems to be doing a lot better now.
Yes.
I'll decrease the bitterroot intake.
Mm-hmm. Ease her out of it. You know. Okay. You're doing good work here.
Thank you. That was amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
All in a day's work.
Well, I hope you got the answers you were looking for.
A bit. We might be back.
Okay. And you're from downstairs. Hey, Luva! The joint! It's aching! Sorry, I have another patient to take care of. He's a whiner, McGillicuddy. I have to go.
Okay.
You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you.
And she sort of goes downstairs.
Did she take the sword, or does what's your name?
What?
Finn.
Finn.
Does Finn still have the sword?
Finn still has
So I stole the sword.
Yeah.
Put it down. I'll pick up the armor. We'll find a good place to put this downstairs.
Okay.
Cool. It's not hard.
Yeah.
There's plenty of cots you can hide it under.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're done early.
Did we figure out where they were attacked?
No, we did not. They
I
went
see.
north of north.
Yeah, they said north of here.
North of here.
North of here. Okay.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Yeah, specificity wasn't her strong suit
Yeah.
in her state of mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got something.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's find the others.
Cool.
Start looking.
So why was she laughing at you in the beginning?
What?
Well, when you first introduced you, we're walking. When you first introduced yourself, you're like, "Yo, I'm a knight of something," and she was kind of like,
The
"Huh?" And
country
you were
we're
like, "I
in.
totally am." So I was just curious.
No, it's fine. Tell me, what do you know about Nildor?
It's the country we're in.
Yeah? Okay. Well, up north, you'll find a lot of forests.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess who's in those forests?
Was I in those forests?
You weren't, but you know elves are.
Okay, cool. Elves are.
Yeah. Want to know why? This is an elven kingdom. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do these people look like elves in this village?
Yeah. No.
They're not.
Wait, the girl was a half elf.
She's a half elf, yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone out.
But everyone else is.
You've seen two half elves, human,
I'm assuming
half
half elves are
orcs.
pretty common in this kingdom.
Half elves are probably whereas humans probably make up the most of the population in say Caerleone, half elves are like the bread and butter of southern Mildor.
Finn can't tell the difference. Half elf, elf.
Colorblind.
Easy racism.
It always happens. Thanks, Gary Gygax.
Well, the ruling kingdom and most of the elves live in the forests. They control the country. Down here south, you'll find mark humans, half elves, a couple other races here and there scattered. I grew up here in the south, fully human as you can tell. Wanted to better myself, tried to join the army. Realized I'd turn 80 I'd be turning 80 when I finished basic. You see, humans and elves have different lifespans.
Yeah, like Eleanor is over 200.
Yeah, you're right. And so, I don't get much respect here.
Sorry?
Oh,
You're the coolest. Don't tell the others, but you're the coolest.
you just met me.
Yeah, but of us.
You just
Of
met
the
me.
people we just met.
You just met me.
Okay, so you're not the coolest.
I feel like I should have given you a magic vape, honestly.
I'm Vin.
Magic and shit.
Draconic.
Just breathing smoke at all times.
Draconic dick.
Sorcerer's origin vape god.
I cast Fog Cloud.
Steam cloud.
Can cast fog cloud at will.
You've made it back to the square during this conversation, and you see your friends coming up because their thing didn't take too long. Walking towards you. I guess friends might be strong at this point. The people you know. And you all stand in silence in the town square,
Yes,
and that's when the campaign ends.
I guess we'll go first. Oh. I'll go. Okay. We have a delirious Vanguard knight in there. Healed her wounds, but she was still pretty out of it. Her and her partner, Jonah, were attacked north of here by some large attacked by some large undead beast
It
with
can fly.
wings. They can fly.
Undead.
Yeah.
Bat-like creature?
Flying creature.
What was
Flying on
Jonas?
dead could be.
No.
Jonah?
Jonah.
What was he
Jonas.
wearing?
Jonas.
Jonas.
Like the brothers.
Was Jonas was
Yes.
attacked by.
I also did give you a character named Jonah in this one. I'm sorry about that.
Was attacked by this winged creature,
Was
undead.
he wearing symbols?
Like I said, this
Another-
woman was delirious. We don't really didn't get a lot of details.
Might have been another soldier.
Do you know
It was
more
definitely
about
another
I
band.
think I just came from that direction before I came into town.
Did you see anything?
I saw a man get carried off by a large bat-like creature who's wearing many symbols. Actually, come to think of it, symbols that I might have seen hanging at that witch's hut that we definitely asked her about. Absolutely. Have to go back.
I wish
Okay,
you had brought this up.
So let me get this straight.
So did I. What?
Let's have a dialogue. We're talking about weird things happening here. Undead things.
Mm-hmm.
The day before, you see a bat-like creature carrying off a man.
Well, it was dark.
Oh.
And despite my 120 feet of darkness, it's my remarkably perceptive dark vision. I did not get a good glimpse of him, and it just things
Okay.
happened so fast.
I heard it. The direction it went was up. Can you tell me a better direction?
I can take you to the attack site. It's north of town.
That's cool, but can you tell me what direction it flew?
Do I remember what direction it flew?
Make a history check. Okay.
Let me think.
While you're doing this, I'm being your hype man behind you.
I don't realize.
I know.
You just fucking like.
10.
It was dark.
Up. Most definitely up.
Wings, that'll do it. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I see we have 3 options. Oh wait, you need to tell us about the witch.
The witch had almost nothing. She does not seem like she's involved. She did read our dreams. She said what we saw was most likely a premonition.
From Heronius, yeah.
Perhaps.
She wasn't specific.
She wasn't specific.
She said someone or something
Some-
sending us the vision.
Erroneous, perhaps.
It was probably her.
Uh-huh.
She also made a comment that sometimes things are simpler than they seem. I think it's too early to forget about our gravekeeper.
Right, yes. What do you think that means? Simple. It was probably not a girl.
Could we?
No, wait, in the
She's
dream.
the Minotaur.
Yeah.
In the dream.
Yes.
The sacrifice was a woman or a girl?
A woman.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Okay, so
It was
you
a
don't.
white-haired
Is this elf
woman.
banter?
Very
Better.
human.
So
She was very bruised. and
Perhaps our
battered.
friend there is the grave robber.
Awfully quiet.
No.
So you don't suspect the witch.
No.
I
She
trust you.
appears like a traveling merchant.
But wait, you said that you saw symbols
I did.
on the armor, same as
Hanging on. Well, I didn't think about it then.
Were the symbols on the man being carried away or the creature?
On the man.
Oh.
Yes.
Where were the symbols on in the witch around, just around her
She
cart?
had many strange hanging objects on her cart.
Many.
Okay. So the way I see it, we have 3 options. 1, go to the swamp wizard.
Sounds very interesting.
2, you can show us the site of the attack.
Mm-hmm.
3, we stay here, wait for tonight to see what happens in the graveyard.
I like that one.
I would like to eliminate 1 because if it is the swamp wizard, presumably he would come to the graveyard
Yeah.
That's right.
tonight.
I mean, if we stake out the graveyard, whoever it is, we'll probably see them.
Yeah. How far away was this attack?
Oh, you guys just nodded.
Maybe an hour or two outside of town, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's midday. We can check it out. Come here. Stick out. Okay, great.
Cool.
Start walking.
You lead the way.
Okay.
Up
Okay,
and
I
north.
say I start walking. And I'm like, wait, I don't know.
Cool. So you head up north.
Lead the way.
And it's fairly easy. It's just pretty much on the road. You pass the sort of hollow that you managed to sleep a good hour in.
That's where I hid all night long from the horrible monsters.
Sure.
Nice place.
Thank you.
Why don't
You go a little farther.
Sleep during the day and then travel at night.
Listen. Since I've come, since coming above ground, everything has been the worst. You know what? Before I came above ground, everything was the worst.
You used to
What
live
led
above
you up ground?
below
It's a
ground.
long story. What?
You were underground.
Yes.
He's a drow.
Look at
A
him.
drow. A distant cousin of mine from underground.
Got it.
I don't mean that literally.
I was gonna say, I gotta read my fucking lore.
No, just like
What's your
another
name?
elf.
Finn.
Finn. Under the ground,
Mhm.
there are
Dirt.
giant civilizations of people like me.
Can we go?
I mean, I suppose if you want, there's not much there.
Not now.
We
Not
have an
now.
hour, yeah.
Not now.
And
Right.
it's not always. I mean, it's not always the friendliest place.
I grew up there.
Well,
You described it as awful.
you did.
Yes, of course, but
And
it's
I-
awful up
I mean-
here.
I mean,
Would you describe up here as not always the friendliest place?
Definitely.
Well,
We're hunting a grave robber. I mean, it's like.
you have me there. This is going nowhere.
You know what? I've heard the best walks are in silence.
I really love that. Your Kenku is just like following silently behind everyone.
Came down here following my own personal path. Into the
Sort of nodding. Go wait. Hour 15. After you started walking, you managed to come to the place where you saw the thing flying. It's not exactly where the attack happened, but it's where you interacted with them. It's next to sort of a strange tree.
Well, there it is.
Okay, guys, spread out. Look for clues.
Investigations all around, baby. And also tell me what specifically each of you are looking for. That went good, Winfield. I'll get it.
Thank you. Oh, I can see what it is.
No, reroll it.
Okay, I was looking for footprints and stuff.
Yeah.
Sign of a scuffle. I got a 3.
Cool. You're distracted by the tree. You've never seen one quite like it before.
I am looking for like broken branches that might have snapped when it was flying off, and I got a 15.
15. Cool.
I'm looking to see if there's any like. I know what we're going after is undead. I'm looking to see if there's any signs of magic having been used. I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Question. If I have a familiar
Yes.
and they fly around,
Yeah.
are they making their own perception check? Or is
You
that-
can use yours to
I can
like
use
look
mine.
through their eyes.
So if I have 3 familiars, do I make 3 perception checks?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna cast Flock of Familiars, and I'm gonna just pop up 3 ravens on my shoulders, and I'm going to have them search this. They can send me images from like within a mile.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have them just search for like flight or maybe like blood trails, or just go above the tree tops.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, like instead of we pull off a
Yeah.
bleeding guy just spilling blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit there silently with my eyes closed while I
Yeah.
just...
You can make 3 investigation checks.
All right, so the first one, oh, they're not very good at investigation.
You can use
Oh
your-
no,
you
mine.
can use your
Well,
skills.
I am slightly better than a raven.
Whoa.
Okay, so that's a 15, a 15. Oh, it was almost 15, and a 7.
15, 15, 7. Cool. And what were you looking for?
I'm looking for any objects left behind or body parts.
Okay, what'd you get?
16.
16. Cool. So, Michael, not much luck on your front. Sorry, Nathaniel. What's your name? Karasu, you do manage to find some shrubbery nearby, some like undergrowth that has been torn up and like ripped apart. There seems to have been some sort of bestial creature near here. You got a 9 looking for magic. Not really finding any luck there. Your birds do find, combined effectively, they do find a very slight trail of blood. It sort of leads, it starts slightly west from where you are, leads across the road, and then down towards the south. And you were looking for body parts or objects. You find some white chain link on the ground.
I found some blood.
Where?
I got the blood. There's a trail that goes winding through here.
Is that in like the same general direction as the shrubbery, or is it like?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna gesture to the shrubbery and then over to the blood.
Okay. Geographically, do I know where the swamp is?
The swamp is currently to the southeast of you.
Would that trail of blood be like pointing toward that direction? Or?
It doesn't go to the swamp specifically. It heads pretty much straight south, like between the swamp and Bizelbin.
Okay. Just kind of heading back the way we came.
Yeah.
Slowly. Cool.
Like down into peak vampire territory.
Ah, cool. Yeah. Nice. Okay. That was fruitful. Shall we follow this back?
This blood trail is a peak vampire territory.
We'll pass by the village before we get there.
Is this gonna turn violent? You know, just in case. I pull out a bit of leather and I cast mage armor on myself. I'm ready.
Well, you'll need to be. Let's go.
Well, you make your way back down.
How many? So you're a spellcaster as well? I can read this walk.
Yes.
Style, school, perhaps.
I'm figuring it out.
Oh,
You've got
always very
birds.
curious about that.
I do have birds, but they don't have to be birds.
Okay.
I have the same, and I pull out a spider, familiar, big spider on my hand.
Like,
Birds only last an hour.
Cool.
I think the spider's indefinite.
It is.
Yeah.
So it dies.
And you can like summon and unsummon it.
same! And I pull out my mouse. He's a little white mouse.
Is it a familiar or a mouse?
It's a mouse.
Ah.
What's a familiar?
And I just like vanish.
Can your mouse do that?
No, but... And I cast Disguise Self on the mouse, and it turns into a little dragon. And it goes... What?
Yeah,
We're all walking.
we're ahead of them, walking in
And I'm just like snapping through some like...
Is this just a massive spellcasting party?
It's a bunch of spellcasters and then these two fuckheads.
This is paladin.
Yeah, he's a quarter caster.
I don't actually know what you are yet.
I'm a samurai.
Whoa.